Hi friends! I hope you guys are having an awesome week. I wanted to read you a little story about a seed's life and all the places the seed might go. So listen to this story. Tell me, do you think this is fiction or nonfiction? We'll have to find out. Seed is the Start by Melissa Stewart. This is a National Geographic Kids book, and it has real photographs. So think about what that might mean for if it's fiction or non-fiction. Words to know. This must be like a vocabulary page. Please take a moment to get to know these words. Understanding what they mean will help you as you read the book. A berry. I think you guys all know what a berry is. A berry is a small, round, brightly colored fruit. It has many tiny seeds. A burr is a rough, prickly covering that surrounds some seeds or fruits. Sometimes you get those like on your shoes or on your pants, around your ankles if you're walking through the woods. Fruit, the part of a plant that holds the seeds. Looks like that's an orange. Nut, a fruit with a hard shell. Most nuts have just one seed. It looks like an acorn. I didn't know nuts were fruit. That's cool. Seed, the part of a plant that can grow into a new plant. It forms inside a fruit. That's a pomegranate, and those are all the little tiny seeds in there. A seed pod, a fruit that holds many seeds when it's ripe. It splits open and releases the seeds inside. So, peas. All right, it says, a seed is the start of a new plant life. Bury in the soil and watch it grow, grow, grow. What happens when you plant a corn seed? First, the seed coat splits open. Then a root pushes down into the soil. It soaks up water and minerals. Next, a shoot pokes up out of the soil. Then the shoot stretches towards the sun. The corn plant's first leaves spread open. They collect sunlight so the plant can make food and keep on growing. Sounds like our life cycle that we've been talking about. Plants grow best when they have their own space. That's why seeds have many ways of traveling to new places. When a seed sprouts under its parent plant, it may have trouble growing. The young plant may not get enough sunlight to make its food. When many seeds sprout close together, young plants struggle to survive. Some may not get the water and minerals they need. Seeds fly. Dozens of seeds form inside a milkweed seed pod. When the seeds are full grown, the pod bursts open and the wind whisks the seeds away. How do milkweed seeds fly through the air? Each seed has dozens of light, silky hairs. The wind lifts the hairs up, up, up. It carries the seeds through the sky. Ooh, I bet you guys have blown a dandelion before. Blow the seeds away. Each dandelion seed grows inside a hard brown nut. The nut's long stem is attached to a clump of silky hairs. The wind can blow a dandelion seed up to 500 miles away. Wow. Seeds spin and glide. I used to throw these in the air and call them airplanes and watch them spin around. Oh no, helicopters. Helicopter! When this red maple fruit is ripe, its stem will break. The fruit will spin and spin like the blades on a helicopter. Oh, there you go. It may travel the length of 2 American football fields. After the fruit lands, its tough coat slowly breaks down. Then its two seeds can grow into a new tree. Look at these Asian climbing gourds. Wow, those are big. These fruits are the size of basketballs. They grow on vines in the rainforest in Southeast Asia. When a gourd cracks open, hundreds of seeds take flight. They glide to the trees. After a seed lands, its wings slowly rot away, and then a new vine sprouts. Seeds tumble and spill. Ooh, a tumbleweed. Have you heard of those? As a Russian thistle's fruit grow, the plant dries out. Its leaves turn brown and its stem breaks away from the roots. When the wind blows, the plant rolls across the land. People call it a tumbleweed. A tumbleweed scatters its 250,000 seeds far and wide. While a poppy blooms, a small round fruit forms inside of the flower. After the red petals fall away, the fruit grows larger. Then it dries out. When the stem sways in the wind, seeds spill out of the holes at the top of the dried poppy fruit. If they land in dark, damp soil, they will grow into new plants. We talked about poppies. Who remembers when we were talking about poppy flowers? What do they represent? Why are they important? Do you remember? It was a holiday that has recently passed. Memorial Day. You're right. Seeds splash. Oh, those are pretty. Marsh marigolds grow near ponds and streams, swamps, and marshes. After they bloom, seed pods form. When the seeds are ready, the pods split open. During summer storms, raindrops strike the seeds and knock them into the water. Splash! The seeds float to new places. Living stones grow in dry, sandy deserts. It's easy to mistake them for rocks until their flowers bloom. When the seed pods are ripe, they wait for rain. When it finally falls, the raindrops splash the seed pods. Pop! The seed pods burst open. Water surges over the seeds and washes them away. Seeds float. Have you ever seen yellow irises growing in the garden? A lot of people love these flowers, but irises grow naturally in wet places, like this lake in British Columbia, Canada. After an iris flower withers away, a seed pod forms. When it's ripe, it breaks open. The seed drops into the water and floats away. Cottonwood trees grow near rivers and lakes. Their tiny fluff-covered seeds land on the water and travel to new places. Imagine a snowstorm of seeds. That's what it looks like when hundreds of cottonwood fruits split open at the same time. Sorry, friends, Guinness just came back inside. Seeds drift. The red hamburger bean vine grows in the rainforest of Central and South Africa. Never heard of it. When the seed pods are ripe, they split open. 2 1-inch seeds fall out. How did the red hamburger bean vine get its name? Does that look like a hamburger patty? From the look of its seeds. When rain falls, the seeds are washed into streams and rivers. They're swept into the ocean and can drift for thousands of miles. Look at the ocean. People plant coconut palms in all kinds of places, but they grow naturally on warm, sandy beaches. Each coconut fruit has 1 seed inside. When the fruit is ripe, it falls down, down, down. It might land in the ocean, or it might hit the ground and roll into the sea. Air pockets inside a coconut fruit help it to stay afloat. It can drift on the currents for days or weeks or months. The seed inside the coconut fruit shown here started to sprout during its journey. Seeds pop. Look at these lovely little flowers. You'd never guess how a Himalayan balsam sends its seeds into the world. When a breeze blows or an animal passes by, pop! The seeds burst out in every direction. They may blast up to 15 feet away. It's a little fruit. A sandbox tree fruit looks like a small pumpkin, but when the fruit is ripe, it explodes into thin pieces. Bang! The sound rings out through the rainforest. Each piece contains a large, flat seed. It blasts through the air at speeds of 150 miles an hour. The seeds may travel the length of 7 school buses parked end to end. Seeds hop and creep. Wild oat plants often pop up in wheat fields. Why do their seeds have a long bent tail? So they can move away from their parent plant. See how part of the seed's tail is twisted? As it winds and unwinds, pressure builds up along the straight tip. Finally, the tip springs forward and the seed jumps. Over time, it hops across the ground. Look at the lovely blue cornflowers. As their petals dry out, fruits form inside the flower. Then the fruits fall to the ground. Each fruit has a seed at one end. There is a tuft of stiff bristles at the other end. When the air is dry, the bristles shrink. On humid days, these bristles swell. Thanks to these tiny movements, the seed slowly creeps across the ground. Seeds hook and cling. See the bulging green fruit below this burdock's pink flower? It's surrounded by spiky covering called a burr. After the flower fades, the fruit dries out and its burr turns brown. A burdock's burr has lots of tiny little hooks. When an animal passes by, the hooks get caught in its fur. Then the animal carries the fruit to a new place. When the fruit falls to the ground, it splits open. Then the seeds spill onto the ground. Queen Anne's lace grows in fields and along roads. As its fruits ripen, they curl up to form a ball. Each fruit has 2 seeds on the inside. It has dozens of sticky spines on the outside. When an animal passes by, the fruits cling to its coat. The animal may carry the seed for miles. All right, I think you guys are really going to like this one. Seeds ride inside. Here's a bird eating some berries. This bird, called a fieldfare, can't resist eating a tasty rowan berry. As it flies from place to place, the seeds ride inside its body until the bird poops. Then the seeds land in a new spot. Ooh, look at that deer. A buck, an 8-pointer. Because berries are small, a deer doesn't have to chew them. That means the seeds stay safe as they pass through the animal's body. A few days later, the deer poops out the seeds far away from the parent plant. Ooh, a fruit bat. In warm parts of the world, many bats eat fruit. Their bodies break down the soft, sweet pulp, but not the hard, tough seeds. Each time the bat poops, they spread the seeds to new places. Seeds ride outside, too. When ants find a bloodroot seed, they don't eat it. They pick it up and take it for a ride. Where are they headed? Back to their nest. The ants shared the tasty food packet on top of the seed. They dumped the seed in their waste pile. And that is good news for the seed. It's surrounded by rich soil full of rotting material. What a perfect place to grow. In autumn, gray squirrels collect hundreds of nuts and seeds. They carry the food to safe spots and then they bury it. During the winter, squirrels eat some of the nuts and seeds, but they forget about others. In the spring, the leftover seeds sprout and they grow into new plants. Some people collect the seeds of plants they like. They take the seeds home and grow them in their yards. Other people buy packets of seeds at a store. Then they plant the seeds in their garden. If a seed lands in a good spot, it sprouts. Then it grows into a plant that makes more seeds. So here's our life cycle again. It says, when an apple seed sprouts, the tiny new plant stretches up towards the sun. As time passes, the plant grows larger and larger. Now it looks like a young tree. When the tree is old enough, it begins to produce flowers. Then fruits develop with new seeds inside. An apple tree can produce hundreds of apples each year, and each apple can have up to 10 seeds. How many new seeds can an apple tree make in just 1 year? Thousands. That's kind of like our apple investigation. The end.